Everybody, and welcome back to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mysticraven. All right, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying. I'm trying to ignore trolls. I'm trying so bad. Okay, so I'm going to do this video because there are players who are so brainwashed, it's ridiculous. It's literally like, it's like their brain cells aren't functioning right. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Okay, so I posted yesterday my build, my update for the Annihilator build, and I've had a couple of trolls saying, is this a joke? And I'm like, oh my god, help me. And one person commented on Toothtrow about Major Savagery. Now, he had some valid points. I'm not saying he didn't. But Stam Sorks, right? I went over this yesterday. I'm using Toothtrow, right? Because I'm getting the Major Savagery at all times, right? There's no question of it. It's there. Now, other Stam builds will use Cloak, right? Instead, because when you go into the skill tree and you go to the Fighters Guild, you're going to see that the Cloak is going to give the Major Savagery. That's all times. Now, majority of your stamina builds will incorporate this. Why? Because it's constant. It's a constant. Plus, you get the passive for the Slayer. So by putting it on your bar, on both bars, you're going to get that increase by 3%, right? So that's why most stamina builds will have that slotted. Not just for the Major Savagery, but for the passive. It's kind of important. Now it is. Now, here's the big deal. I'm a Stamina Sorcerer, right? I'm not a Stamina Nightblade. I'm not a Stamina Templar. I'm not a Stamina Warden. I'm a Stam Sork. By putting this on there, I'm losing a bar spot. That would limit what I can slot because I want my bound armament, right? I have this ability, no other class does. What it does is it gives me max stamina and increases the damage of my heavy attacks, right? That's a separation between all the other classes. Now, here's another important thing to remember too, is in the passive, we get, I want to say it's Expert Mage, increase my weapon and spell damage by 2% for each sorcery ability slotted. Now, it's not 3%, it's only 2%. So keep in mind, though, I'm getting that extra max stamina. So that offsets that 1% loss. So we want to use the bound armament to our advantage by slotting it. Why I did this is that's why I put the Hurricane on this side, right? So I'm getting that 4%. So if you look, I'm getting 4%. When I go to the back, I have both of these abilities slotted here. Why? I keep the 4% constant, right? So it's constant between my bars. I'm not going to drop. It's not going to fall off. 4% is constant on both bars for my weapon damage increase, right? Same thing with the Fighters Guild. That's why I put the Rearming Trap on this bar, and that's why I put the Flawless Dawnbreaker on that bar. It keeps it constant. Now, he did make a very important point. You can use a potion. That's a great idea, right? That's just a great idea. You know, I don't even have to use Toothtrow because I can use a potion, right? You know, that's kind of a funny thing. So I can use like something like Essence of Weapon Power here, right? So I can grant myself Major Savagery, which it doesn't stack, which gives me the same value for 36.6 seconds, right? Now I can use a simple version, just concentrating on Major Savagery, increasing the duration, but guess what I would lose? I would lose the the typical potion like the Essence of Stamina, which gives me an instant amount of stamina back when I need it the most, right? So I'm already getting Major Endurance, right? I have it in my kit. I have it in my build. But at times of need, I'm going to have to pop a potion. It's not going to stack, right? None of these effects stack. But I would rather do that than the 45-second cooldown. If I have, then you can see that in the description. If I have a 36-second, I'm lapsing, right? Almost by 9 seconds. By 9 seconds that I don't have that major savagery applied. That dramatically affects my DPS in long-term fights. I don't want to do that. I want to keep the constant. I want to, do that. It's nice. Potions are great, right? They are. But when I need it the most, I really want to capitalize on doing, reserving my resources and hitting with a constant effect, not a part-time effect. So this is why I bank Toothtrow on the Stamsork. I don't use it in any other class build, but for the Stamsork, it's a beneficial set because it's a constant. I don't have a downtime. It's no downtime affected. I'm not waiting on a cooldown from a potion. I'm not relying on anybody else. I have a constant effect. The same thing goes for my Whirlwind versus Steel Tornado. I sacrifice the radius for a continuous uptime. That's what I'm doing with my builds. I know what the cooldown effect is, what I'm losing, and what I would rather have. Would I rather have a constant, or would I rather have okay, my DPS is going to drop for, 4 point something seconds, guys, or 9 seconds. Excuse me, I'm going to suck for 9 seconds. Sorry. Another thing is about the Alkosh. Now, Vicious Ophidian. A lot of people use the Vicious Ophidian set, and it's a great set. I've gone over this in public tests, what's going on with some of the trial sets, and why I'm not using trial sets on magic builds, stamina builds. It's a different story because of those effects, like 5-piece Vicious Ophidian and 5-piece Alkosh example. When I scroll down here, the thing about it is this. Vicious Ophidian and Alkosh both grant the Minor Slayer, right? It grants Minor Slayer. Both sets do. That's the most important aspect. Now, I'm also gaining a critical value with the Alkosh. Now, for Stamsorks, I want to utilize this a lot better, even with Khajiit, because my critical value isn't insane with Stamsork. So I have to capitalize somewhere. I have to pick up another critical value. This is what Alkosh gives me, right? Alkosh allows me to get another critical value on top of maintaining the Minor Slayer. Alkosh doesn't come heavy. It doesn't. The tank, like Luna, provides mitigation for tanks. Now, I don't use Luna. I have Luna, but I don't typically use it. I want to try to implement it sometime in the future. But this is a medium armor set. How can I tell? Well, I have the belt on, which is medium. If it was a tank set, it would be ideally in heavy, right? So it would indicate to me that this is a DPS set. Right? If it's a medium set and it's granting me a critical value, a weapon damage value, and the Slayer, that would indicate it's DPS related set. And I'm so sorry that I don't go ahead and copy other people's builds. I am so sorry that I don't bow down to the garbage that's out there. I am so sorry about that. Okay? I'm sorry. But, for people to come and question and whatever, I do not mind, criticism. I don't mind legit inquiries about why I selected to use these sets with these builds. I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. Actually, I would probably relish when somebody actually has a legitimate rebuttal, a legitimate, question, a legitimate debate. But when you see constant brainwashed trolls who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, it gets tiresome for me. It becomes very, very it's overwhelming for me as a content creator. So yes, I do lash out when they repost stupid comments. I lash out and I reply with stupid comments. Replies. It's if you're gonna put a stupid comment, you're gonna get a stupid response. It's just the way it is, man. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for people. It's just not who I am. I'm going to try to be a better person. I'm going to try to help players. But at the same time, I can't hold everybody's hand and try to walk them down the path. I've done so much for this community. When I first started this game, we had tanks rolling 30K health. We had healers without resto staffs. Don't even get me started on that one. We had people believing one class could only play one specific role in endgame. This is when I walked into this game. I've had people debate when I was using Nirnhone versus Sharpen, penetrating values, who's the one that went over it, who's the one that went over diminishing returns with you guys. This is what I'm into. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help my community, but I can only put up with so much from the player base. It is what it is. So I'm fighting a battle by myself sometimes. I know you guys are there supporting me, but when they're coming to me, lashing out me, they're coming at me, they're always coming at me. So, I'm not going to be pushed behind my back against the wall continuously and when I'm proving these points. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell people. I really don't know how to help people. I'm trying the best I can. It's the only thing I can do. But I hope this kind of helps people, because major savagery is usually applied in the main kits of all the other stand builds because of the cloak. The fighters go passive. Stamsork really can't afford to do that. It really can't. If it does, it has to pick up another set. It has to pick up those daggers. It has to pick up other necessities to get those numbers where it needs to be. The Toothtrow covers that for me with this build, right? That's why I selected and opted to use it. So, once again, I'm not saying it's a BIS thing. You guys know I don't do that. But for my playstyle and for what I'm trying to utilize it for, it's very, very optimal. So, I enjoy it. I hope this answers some questions for players that are wondering. But yeah, there it is in a nutshell. I do want to thank everybody for watching. If you have any questions, legit questions or comments other than trolling, please post below. I want to thank everybody for watching, and once again and always, have a nice day.